Hello again, welcome to the Malbeefance channel, and this is turn 17 of my series replay for Strategic Command World War I, where I am playing the Central Powers against a computer-controlled Triple Entente. A question that I got a couple of episodes ago was the difficulty level of the game, and um, right now for this particular playthrough, I have it on average. So that way there's no particular benefit either way. Okay, now that's not entirely true. I have learned from talking with other experienced players that when you're playing on average, the computer actually has a better scouting range. The unit visibility is a little bit better for the computer than it is for the player. The reason that they have that is because the player has a better understanding of the big picture. Okay, the human is able to anticipate and is able to plan ahead better than the computer is able to. Okay, try to remember this is not an actual AI. This is just a very sophisticated computer program. So at the end of the day, it's still just an adding machine. Okay, it's not really looking, 10 turns, 15 turns ahead. Hell, I'd be surprised if it's looking 3 or 4 turns ahead. So that kind of balances out that the computer gets a little bit more of visibility. So that way it can see where you're building up units maybe a little bit more. So it also explains why sometimes they just seem to automatically know where your ships are when you're thinking they shouldn't. Okay, so if you've been following the series, you know what's going on. If you're new to the series, I'm sure you'll catch on pretty quick. So let's go ahead and advance the turn and get into turn 17 for the computer. And so, all right, so that is Entente Raiders interdicting Norwegian convoys coming to Germany. Uh, the Entente is blockading between Scotland and Norway. German scientists report fighter development, so we get fighter development level 1. Awesome. And German artillery weapons level 1. Thank you. Thank you. Austrian scientists, submarine development, advanced subs up to 47%. And Austria develops artillery weapons level 1. Great. All right, 2 Christmas presents. Austria develops trench warfare level 3. They are leading the charge. Ottomans get infantry warfare level 1. That helps with their morale and attack capabilities. And they also get trench warfare up to 87%. They'll make a breakthrough there soon. There's our ledger for the upcoming turn. You can see Norway was sending 18 production points. Only 2 were able to get through. And as always, computers calculating supply. So see what happens. So down here you can see what the computer is supposedly doing. Yep, there goes the fighters out of there. And it looks like the computer's going to try and empty the defenses around Brest before I get a chance to cut them off, which is actually a smart strategy. So we got some more scouting going on up here in the Baltic states. Now, will there be an attempt at a relief of Grodno down here? See what happens. Computer is supposedly doing fleet movements. That's what it says down here. Believe it when I see it. The developers could have just put this down here to make you think the computer's doing something. It's a psyop. All right, the air war over the Western Front. Now I had put my interceptors on sleep because of how damaged they are, so they didn't do any intercepting this time. And here comes the offensive on the Ardennes. They might get the Hex. They've certainly got plenty of firepower. Another offensive against Trento. Oh yeah, the Italians are really throwing their troops at it this time. Looks like they might get it at the rate they're going. No. Phew, that was lucky. Oh, wait, they're not done yet. That was a pretty big offensive to try and take Trento. They did some damage. Oh, it looks like we got another sacrifice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take advantage of it, though. And British cavalry in the Alps. Okay. So now the other turn, I'm used to seeing France send infantry corps down here to help out the Italians. This is the first time I've seen British cavalry showing up down here, so that's a new one. I'm curious as the thought to the computer's rationale behind that. No telling. I'm used to seeing the British cavalry up in Belgium. But hey, that's good though. It means that the computer's got the ability to change things up from time to time, make itself a little unpredictable. Won't argue with that. Okay, so the computer has done its turn, so we get to report of this Scotland to Norway blockade. And there we go, there's the distant blockade. That's between UK and Greenland, or excuse me, UK and Iceland. That's just a repeat, this is just a summary. Alright, so we have some Turkish reinforcements. And now we have some German reinforcements. The light cruiser Frankfurt. And because of the increased activity going on down here in the Italian front, I'm going to deploy that German infantry corps down to Austria. Okay, so the Austrians now have reinforcements, and this, I got to make a decision. Do I go ahead and I use them to shore up the Italian front, or do I use them to help me start moving down the Adriatic coast? So I know I want the Marines for down here. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to need just one more garrison up here for the time being. So, alright, so that is it for reinforcements. He's undersupplied, so I can't upgrade him. Alright, so I'm going to have to swap those guys out so I can reinforce him. Alright, well, let me get back to my pattern. Let's go ahead and start with the Western Front before I get distracted on anything else. Let's go ahead and upgrade the artillery. And pick them up to Fighter 1. We're going to do it. Unfortunately, they don't get any escorts this time. Alright, start with the strongest unit. Alright, he was able to do 3. He did 4. So now, pull him out of there. It's going to take him 4 to get down there. Cost him 4 to get down there. Grrr. 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Oh, all right. All right, so that means I can do this since he didn't move, and I'll still be able to reinforce him. All right. Now he attacked, so I actually want to pull him out, put him in there. All right. The reason that I walked him out of there instead of swapping these two guys is because I wanted to be able to still reinforce him. I felt that I would have enough movement points to be able to shift a couple of infantry corps up here down to this front line to go ahead and finish wiping out that infantry corps. So now they've taken a beating. I got to get them out of there. So instead of swapping them out, I'll do this. Okay. And this is suicidal, but I want to see what's going on behind the front line on the west. So now I know they've got 3 interceptor squadrons back here, and then I know there's at least 1 British and 1 French scout squadron. So I am woefully outnumbered in the air. Need to correct that. Probably have to forego spending any money on research. Alright, reinforce the submarine. Reinforce their aircraft. Alright, get these ships into port. Get him out. So that means he can go here. Alright, he's ready to head out. Repair the last 2 damaged ships. Get him into port. A little bit better defensive formation there. All right. So where are they? Okay, they got a submarine up here. That's where the problem is. All right. So now these 7, they still have 7 supply. All right. So that means I'll keep them out here. I usually wait until they get around 6 before I start sending them back. I try not to go any lower than that. Uh-oh. He encountered a French destroyer, and unfortunately everybody else has used their movement points, so there's nothing I can do. But we did do some damage to it. Alright, we'll just have to see how that develops next turn. Alright, so back to the Italian front. Let me double check, see what I need to do here. Upgrade him. He's upgraded. So let's swap them out. Alright. Nobody's ran over my mines yet. Upgrade the artillery. Alright, so how many shots does he have? 4. Alright. I am going to turn him off for this turn. Reinforce them. So now I'm going to be ready to go next turn to attack Belgrade. Hopefully the weather will be good. Alright, he can get his elite reinforcements. Excuse me. Alright, that takes care of the Straits, Dardanelles and the Bosphorus, Suez. So nothing we want to do there. Alright, I need to get him moving. He goes there. How do we look over here at Kuwait City? Supply is still 2. 1 to 0 odds. Definitely don't want to do that. See if I got any opportunities here. Nope. Alright, so that leaves us with the Eastern Front. See if there's anything down here. Oh, they put that cavalry squadron in there. Awesome. 0 for 5. Please keep putting in that meat grinder for me. Thank you very much. Alright, now next turn he'll be able to swap out with somebody. I'll go ahead and upgrade this guy instead of pushing the attack. I had to swap them out so he can get back in supply. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, we'll attack and then... Can you do anything? Nope. And now we can pinch this off. Bring him back so I can get him back in supply. Oh, can they? Yeah, let's do that. Whoa, 1 to 4. Let's see if we can't make that a little better. Still 1 to 4. It's all right. Not the outcome I wanted, but I will take it. And that cuts off 5 infantry corps around Brest. Awesome. All right. So let's just go ahead and reinforce him. Move the headquarters up. Getting supply through to these guys is going to be tight right now. So that's going to slow things down a little bit. Oh yeah, we got Grodno. Okay, 0 to 4. 1 to 4, 1 to 3. 1 to 4 it is. Zero to 2. That was a national morale objective, so that was a big advance there. Yep. Keeping the pressure on. we got a couple of headquarters. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. They'll move out, unfortunately. Alright, anything else that I can do here? Wow, those are some bad odds. Who is that guy? 1st Turkestan Mountain Corps. Let's go ahead and do a little scouting. It looks like the Russians may have abandoned their defensive line between Lebau and Shavli. I mean, trust me, it's not a straight shot to Riga. There's going to be somebody here at Matau. And then the Riga militia will activate when I get within so many hexes. But it does make me hopeful that they're shorter on ground units than I think they are. So we've managed to break through in both north and south of Brest. And I've encircled 5 more corps around Brest-Litovsk. So we'll see what happens. So we're putting pressure on Minsk and Vilna. Kind of, sort of putting pressure on Riga. And I believe that is it for the movement and fighting. Yep. Alright, so I know I said I was probably going to forego research. I'm afraid I got to make that a lie. I really needed to get money into artillery weapons, get that going again, but I don't have enough left. I wasn't paying attention. That was my mistake. So I got 112 left. I can bank it, but no, don't have enough to purchase the fighters. I could certainly use another detachment to help out on the Eastern Front, so let's go ahead and do that. Go back to research, look at the Austrians, because they broke through in artillery weapons. So let's get them started. And they're working on infantry weapons level 2. So let's go ahead and finally get their spying and intelligence going. Only 27 left, got to bank that. Now the Turks, Ottomans. Hang on a second. They got over 200. Can I purchase? Nope, not yet. I want to get them an artillery piece for down there on the Suez. But what do they got in production? Just that one. Alright, so I want the Marines. Whoops, wrong button. And I am going to need an airship. Okay, that leaves them with 10 points. Alright, so, okay, so real quick, just so you have an idea what I'm building up to, I'm going to deploy the Turkish blimp, Turkish Zeppelin here in Antalya. And that way I can use it to do attacks on Rhodes and Cyprus here. And then it also allows me to scout the 2 islands out. Ultimately, what I want to do with the Marines is have them leave from Beirut and another unit leave from Tripoli and they will land here in Limassol or near Nicosia, depending on where the defenses are on the island, and we'll go ahead and we'll take the island, hopefully in a swift move. So that's the plan there. If the computer lets me do it, I'm going to start building up the Austrian Air Force and their Zeppelin force along the Dalmatian coast so I can start scouting out around Venice and Bologna and see about a small amphibious raid behind Venice in connection with, once I have the troops available, an offensive. I forget what that section's called. Hang on a second. The Udine, and pushing down towards the Piave River here. I think that's pronounced Piave. Okay, so that's the strategy that's in the works. Once again, thanks a lot for sticking in there with us. Leave a like and a comment if you will. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.